These motherfuckers live to 200. They're tortoises. They live forever, and they never lose their jobs, and they never lose their benefits, and they never lose all those things. Well, they're not on Senate time. They're on human time, cancer time. What the fuck are we?
Barbaric.
Sends out his chief of staff. I'm used to the cowardice. I've been here a long time. Senate's where accountability goes to die. These people don't care. They're never losing their jobs. They're never losing their health care.
This wasn't just another political speech from Jon Stewart. It was a powerful stand for thousands of veterans who had spent years fighting for the benefits they earned through their service. When the Senate blocked legislation that could help veterans suffering from cancer and toxic exposure, Stewart erupted in frustration and publicly called out the politicians responsible. In this video, we'll break down what the PACT Act was, why lawmakers were accused of betraying veterans, and how Jon Stewart's fiery speech sparked outrage across the country. Let's dive into the full story and uncover what really happened outside the Senate that day.
Because Mitch McConnell yesterday flipped. I'm used to the lies. I'm used to the hypocrisy, because he is a fucking coward. These motherfuckers live to 200. They're tortoises. They live forever, and they never lose their jobs, and they never lose their benefits, and they never lose all those things. Well, they're not on Senate time. They're on human time, cancer time. What the fuck are we? So ain't this a bitch?
Yeah. Yep.
Ain't this a bitch?
Yep.
America's heroes who fought in our wars, outside sweating their asses off, with oxygen, battling all kinds of ailments, while these motherfuckers sit in the air conditioning, walled off from any of it. They don't have to hear it. They don't have to see it. They don't have to understand that these are human beings. Do you get it yet? Do we see that these aren't heroes? These are men and women, mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, that we just let stand outside in the heat when they can't breathe. I'm going to read you something. This is beautiful. I'm going to read you something beautiful. You know what? I said a curse word, and I'm sorry about that. That was my fault. Let me say something beautiful. This is a tweet from Senator Rick Scott of Florida from yesterday. It's beautiful. And I'm sorry about the cursing, and let me say something beautiful to make it up to you. I was honored to join the USO today and make care packages for our brave military members in gratitude of their sacrifice and service to our nation. And there's a beautiful picture. I wish you could see it. He's standing with a little package. Did you get the package? I think it has M&Ms in it and some cookies.
Didn't get it.
And some moist towelettes. I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know what to say. I've been coming down here 10, 15 years. I'm used to the hypocrisy. Christina Keene will tell you from VFW. She sat in an office with Mitch McConnell and a war veteran from Kentucky, and he looked that man in the eyes and he said, we'll get it done. And he lied to him. Because Mitch McConnell yesterday flipped. I'm used to the lies.
This isn't just about politics, it's about humanity. When veterans, people who sacrificed their youth and their health for their country, are standing outside in the heat, struggling to breathe with oxygen tanks, while politicians sit comfortably in air-conditioned offices making promises, it's easy to understand why people are angry. The speaker's main point is that these aren't just numbers or headlines. These are mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters. And when they're ignored, it raises an important question. Do we truly value our heroes, or do we only praise them in speeches? One of the most powerful moments was when he brought up Senator Rick Scott's tweet. On one side, there are photos of care packages and messages of appreciation. On the other, there are veterans saying what they really need is action and support. That contrast sits at the heart of this entire debate. The speaker then accused Mitch McConnell of failing to keep promises made to veterans. If those accusations are true, it's understandable why trust would be broken. Veterans need more than symbolic gestures, they need real help and meaningful action. The question now is simple. Will Washington take real action for veterans, or will this remain just another political talking point? Let's move on to the next clip and see what happens next.
I'm used to the hypocrisy. Senator Pat Toomey won't take a meeting with the veterans groups. Sends out his chief of staff. I'm used to the cowardice. I've been here a long time. Senate's where accountability goes to die. These people don't care. They're never losing their jobs. They're never losing their health care. Pat Toomey didn't lose his job. He's walking away. God knows what kind of pot of gold he's stepping into to lobby this government to shit on more people. I'm used to all of it, but I am not used to the cruelty. They passed it. June 16th, they passed the PACT Act. 84-14. You don't even see those scores in the Senate anymore. They passed it. Every one of these individuals that has been fighting for years, standing on the shoulders of Vietnam veterans who have been fighting for years, standing on the shoulders of Persian Gulf War veterans fighting for years, Desert Storm veterans, to just get the health care and benefits that they earned from their service. And I don't care if they were fighting for our freedom. I don't care if they were fighting for the flag. I don't care if they were fighting because they wanted to get out of a drug treatment center or it was jail or the army. I don't give a shit. They lived up to their oath. And yesterday, they spit on it in abject cruelty. These people thought they could finally breathe. You think their struggles end because the PACT Act passes? All it means is they don't have to decide between their cancer drugs and their house. Their struggle continues.
This bill does a lot more than just give us health care.
Gives them health care, gives them benefits, lets them live.
Keeps veterans from going homeless, keeps veterans from becoming addicts, keeps veterans from committing suicide.
Senator Toomey's not going to hear that because he won't sit down with this man. Because he is a fucking coward. You hear me? A coward. And like I say, I'm used to it. But this type of cruelty on those that we say we hold up as our most valued Americans, then what are we? Pat Toomey stood up there, Patriot Pat Toomey, excuse me, I'm sorry. I want to give him his propers. I want to make sure that I give him his propers. Patriot Pat Toomey stood on the floor and said, this is a slush fund.
This clip feels like more than just a political speech. It feels like an outpouring of frustration, anger, and disappointment. The speaker isn't simply criticizing a politician. He's challenging a system that, in his view, has repeatedly failed the very people it claims to honor. One of the most powerful points is the idea that accountability seems to disappear when it comes to those in power. The argument being made here is that politicians continue to receive their salaries, benefits, and health care regardless of the consequences of their decisions, while many veterans are left fighting cancer, respiratory illnesses, and financial hardship every single day. The discussion then shifts to the PACT Act, and the speaker makes it clear that this wasn't about giving veterans special treatment. In his view, this legislation represented a lifeline for people suffering from health conditions connected to their military service. When he talks about preventing homelessness, addiction, and even suicide among veterans, he's emphasizing the real human impact behind the policy debate. Another powerful moment comes when he says he doesn't care why someone joined the military, whether they enlisted out of patriotism, necessity, or a desire for a better future. His point is that they fulfilled their oath and served when their country called on them. The question he raises is whether the country is now fulfilling its obligation to them. What makes this speech resonate is the shift from politics to morality. The speaker argues that this is no longer just a disagreement over legislation, it's a question of how society treats the people it publicly celebrates as heroes. If veterans are praised in speeches, but struggle to receive the care and support they've earned, then something is fundamentally wrong. And now the debate reaches a critical point. The next clip focuses on Senator Pat Toomey's claim that the bill was a slush fund. Was this a legitimate concern about government spending, or was it an obstacle standing in the way of benefits for veterans? Let's see what happens in the next clip.
They're going to use $400 billion to spend on whatever they want. That's nonsense. I call bullshit. This isn't a slush fund. You know what's a slush fund? The OCO, the Overseas Contingency Operations Fund, $60 billion, $70 billion every year on top of $500 billion, $600 billion, $700 billion of a defense budget. That's a slush fund, unaccountable, no guardrails. Did Pat Toomey stand up and say, this is irresponsible, the guardrails? No, not one of them did. They vote for it year after year after year. You don't support the troops, you support the war machine. That's all you care about.
He personally signed the proclamation to send me to war.
Boy, they haven't met a war they won't sign up for, and they haven't met a veteran they won't screw over.
Yep.
What the fuck are we?
Barbaric. It's barbaric.
And now they're going to go away. Pat Toomey says, I've got veterans groups behind me. I call bullshit. These are the veterans groups. VFW, American Legion, IAVA, Wounded Warriors, DAV, AMVETS. They're all here. This is the veterans community, Senator. They don't stand behind you. In fact, you won't let them stand in front of you.
He's a coward.
Cowards, all of them. Cowards, all of them. And now they say, well, this will get done. Maybe in the after we get back from our summer recess, maybe during the lame duck, because they're on Senate time. Do you understand? You live around here. Senate time is ridiculous. These motherfuckers live to 200. They're tortoises. They live forever, and they never lose their jobs, and they never lose their benefits, and they never lose all those things. Well, they're not on Senate time. They're on human time, cancer time. Don't you have families? Don't you have people who are deciding how to live their last moments? I know some of them. They've been down here advocating with us. They spent their remaining time advocating so that other soldiers didn't have to face the indignities and the depravity and the desperation that they faced. And none of them will hear it. And none of them care. Except to tweet. Boy, they'll tweet it. Can't wait to see what they come up with on Veterans Day, on Memorial Day. Well, this is the reality of it. I honestly don't even know what to say anymore, but we need your help because we're not leaving. These people cannot go away. I don't know if you know this. You know, obviously I'm not a military expert. I didn't serve in the military, but from what I understand, you're not allowed to just leave your post when the mission isn't completed. Apparently you take an oath. You swear an oath, and you can't leave. But these folks can leave because they're on Senate time. Go ahead, go home, spend time with your families, because these people can't do it anymore. So they can't leave until this gets done. Because these people will not give up, they will not give in, and they will not relent. This is an embarrassment to the Senate, to the country, to the founders, and all that they profess to hold dear. And if this is America first, then America is.
As an American watching this, what hits me the hardest isn't the politics, it's the sense of betrayal being expressed here. Whether you agree with every word Jon Stewart says or not, the underlying question is difficult to ignore. What do we owe the people we sent into harm's way? This clip draws a sharp contrast between how quickly Washington can approve massive defense spending and how difficult it can be to secure healthcare and benefits for veterans suffering from the consequences of that service. The speaker's argument is simple. If there is always money available for war, there should also be money available to care for the men and women who fought those wars. The most powerful part of this segment is the phrase, "They're on Senate time." Veterans are on human time. That's the heart of the issue. Political delays may seem routine in Washington, but cancer doesn't wait. Terminal illnesses don't wait. Families facing medical bills don't get to put their struggles on hold until Congress returns from recess. What makes this speech resonate with so many Americans is that it goes beyond party politics. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, most Americans believe that when someone serves their country and comes home injured or sick because of that service, the nation has a responsibility to stand behind them. That's not a left-wing value or a right-wing value. That's an American value. And when politicians post patriotic messages on Veterans Day or Memorial Day, but veterans are still fighting for benefits they believe they've earned, people naturally begin to question whether those words are backed by action. That frustration is exactly what you're hearing in this speech. The speaker is also making another point. Veterans are still showing the same determination they showed while serving. They haven't walked away from the fight, even when many of them are battling serious illnesses. In his view, if veterans refuse to quit on America, America shouldn't quit on them. At the end of the day, this debate isn't really about one senator, one party, or one bill. It's about credibility. A country's values aren't measured by what it says in speeches. They're measured by how it treats people when the cameras are off and the headlines fade away. And that's why this issue struck such a nerve across the country. Because for many Americans, supporting the troops doesn't end when the war ends, it begins when those troops come home. With that said, we're going to leave this clip here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think America's leaders are doing enough for veterans, or has Washington failed the people who serve this country? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.